Alright, let me unpack this wild story that just dropped, because honestly, it's the kind of science drama that feels like a Netflix thriller. Picture this: a journal called Heliyon, which published over 17,000 papers in a single year, gets slapped with a hold by Clarivate, the company that controls the Web of Science index, because of quality concerns. Then, after retracting over 650 papers, they still get their impact factor restored. Wait, what? Retracting hundreds of papers usually spells disaster, right? But here, it's treated like a badge of honor. That's the paradox we are diving into today. First off, let's break down the basics. Clarivate's Web of Science is a gatekeeper for academic credibility. If a journal isn't indexed there, researchers avoid it like the plague, because tenure committees and funding panels use these metrics to judge your career. So when Clarivate put Heliyon on hold in 2024, it was a nuclear-level threat. But instead of collapsing, Heliyon doubled down. They conducted an internal audit, retracted a ton of papers, and now, they're back in the club. Personally, I think this raises a huge question: is admitting to corruption now just a PR strategy? Because let's be real, retracting 650 papers isn't a minor hiccup. It's a full-blown systemic failure. But the way this is framed? It's like, look how transparent we are being. Meanwhile, the journal's reputation should be in intensive care. So why is Clarivate rewarding them with an impact factor? Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The audit revealed behaviors that didn't align with policies, which is corporate speak for "we caught people gaming the system." Peer review manipulation, fake authorship, citation rings, the whole 9 yards. But here's the twist: Heliyon claims these issues only affected 3% of their 12-year backlog. 3%? That sounds low, right? But let's do the math. If they published, say, 10,000 papers annually, 3% is still 3,600 dodgy articles. And yet, the journal's survival hinges on framing this as a minor problem. What many people don't realize is that mega-journals like Heliyon operate on a volume model. More papers equals more revenue. But when your business model prioritizes quantity over quality, ethical shortcuts become inevitable. Now, let's talk about impact factors, the flawed metric that still rules academia. Heliyon's reinstatement means their impact factor is coming back. But why does this matter? Because in the real world, scientists are judged by where they publish, not just what they publish. A missing impact factor can taint careers. So Clarivate's decision isn't just about one journal, it's about the pressure on researchers to play by broken rules. From my perspective, this situation exposes a hypocrisy. We demand integrity in science, but the system incentivizes cutting corners. If a journal can purge hundreds of papers and still thrive, what's the real message? That accountability is performative? That as long as you fixed the optics, the substance doesn't matter? A detail I find fascinating is Heliyon's plan to fix things. They're rolling out AI screening tools with human oversight to catch ethical issues. But here's the irony: the same industry that couldn't handle peer review in the first place thinks AI will save them now. It's like hiring a toddler to fix a broken nuclear reactor. Technology isn't a magic bullet, it's only as good as the people steering it. And if the root problem is a profit-driven model that encourages bad actors, no software update will solve that. So what's the bigger picture here? This isn't just about Heliyon. It's about the entire ecosystem of scientific publishing. Journals are under pressure to grow, researchers are under pressure to publish, and institutions are under pressure to measure success with lazy metrics. Heliyon's audit and retractions are a symptom, not a cause. And let's be honest, this correction of the record feels less like a redemption arc and more like damage control. If 3% of their content was compromised, what about the other 97%? Who audits that? And why should we trust a system that rewards journals for cleaning up scandals instead of preventing them? This raises a deeper question. When does a journal's transparency become a marketing gimmick? Because here's the thing, retracting bad papers is the bare minimum. It's like a fast food chain admitting they sometimes serve expired meat and expecting a medal for tossing out a few burgers. The real issue is why those failures happened in the first place. And until we address the structural incentives driving these problems, journals will keep treating ethics as a PR crisis, not a moral imperative. So here's my closing thought. Heliyon's reinstatement isn't a victory for integrity. It's a reminder that the system is rigged to prioritize reputation over rigor. And as researchers, readers, and critics, we have to ask ourselves, should we be applauding journals for admitting fault, or demanding a system that doesn't let them fail in the first place? Let me know your take in the comments. Is this a step forward for accountability, or just a shiny cover on a rusted engine?